Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, there is a group of people which the US Embassy here in Kenya refused to clear so that they can accompany William Ruto to the US state visit. And I am convinced Mithika Linturi is one of those people that were rejected by the US government simply because of the obvious reasons. Remember the impeachment which he was saved from, the issue of supplying farmers with the fake fertilizer. So when Ruto got to US, he met Kenyans working and living in US, the Kenyans in diaspora. And most people were affected, including the people he was meeting in US, because we have Kenyans living in US, but they are investing back at home. Something that Ruto's administration and any other government has always encouraged Kenyans to do, that do investments back home. So, someone who is deep into farming in Narok asked a very serious question to do with the fake fertilizer. This is a diaspora farmer that the government was giving a subsidized fertilizer, and because he's doing it on large scale, he decided to go and buy 100 bags of fertilizer. But he ended up exchanging 250,000 Kenyan shillings with painted sand, donkey poo, and soil. Literally fake fertilizer. So this man is fighting for the compensation of the money he spent. 250,000. That was the question. Is the government aware about this? And what are they doing to solve or sort out this mess? Because someone lost money. Now, if you listen to Ruto's response, you will actually identify the lies in that response and why he is trying to dodge answering the question directly. In as much as saying that I will answer you directly now. You see, Ruto is avoiding to call a spade a spade. He wants to call it a big spoon by cleverly not mentioning the word fake fertilizer. Instead, he's referring to as fertilizer identified not to be good. He's not calling it fake fertilizer. Then he goes further to buy time, and I will explain to you. But first of all, listen to his response that farmers are going to be compensated. Now, we are continuing with this panel discussion, but just a quick request. For those who are watching and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, I am sure that you have been able to identify what Ruto is trying to do in this video. You know, when he's lying, he starts by saying number one. Then he repeats number one. Then number two. Definitely, it gives him time to craft a lie. That is how liars behave. They will try to use, to use some terms and repeat their statement so that they get time to craft a lie. As I was talking about fertilizer not identified as good fertilizer, not fake fertilizer. Then he comes in number one. He repeats number one, then number two. And then at the end, the lie is crafted and he delivers it to you. Well packaged. That is William Ruto. Because, you see, he should have first started by acknowledging that there is a problem. There was fake fertilizer. Then go ahead to apologize for all affected farmers, because there is one in the group that he was addressing here. He is not acknowledging that. He is not apologetic. But he's saying that you people, because you are affected, you will be compensated. Indeed, Kenyans have suffered. Mithika Linturi told Kenya there is no fake fertilizer. And at one point was even an article saying the same thing, repeating it. But Ruto is acknowledging there was fake fertilizer. Compensation should happen. Simply because in this group that he was addressing, there was victim of the fake fertilizer. So, in as much Mithika Linturi was saying that this is political, there was no fake fertilizer, someone in diaspora is confirming he bought fake fertilizer. And Ruto is confirming indeed there was fake fertilizer, but not really directly saying that. But by the fact that he's acknowledging that there will be compensation for what? For fake fertilizer. But then the question comes in, how were the ministry officials and their bosses punished? Definitely, Ruto is talking about what were NCPB and all those things. What about Mithika Linturi? Who served Mithika Linturi? And what about PS Ron? Linturi, who offered fake fertilizer for the farmers, is the same person who is going now to identify Kenyans to be compensated. Same man who oversaw the problem is also the same person to go and identify the farmers who will be compensated, including the one from the diaspora who spend 250,000 Kenyan shillings on buying painted sand, soil, and dung heap. So, how sure that all farmers will be compensated, and which motive was driving them to sell this fake fertilizer to farmers? Was it not, a plan to make money? And if they were here to make money, how would they compensate farmer and lose the same money they made through fake fertilizer? Definitely, it's going to be a PR exercise, and not all farmers are going to be identified and a refund made. No. They will just do for few individuals for PR, and that is it. For us to trust that this administration is really working to save farmers, then number one, Mithika Linturi should have been fired by William Ruto, not to wait for the National Assembly to table an impeachment. As long as Ruto never fired Mithika Linturi, then it's part of this game. Secondly, to prove the point correct, or to justify what I'm saying, why was committee members offered 5 million? Where was this money coming from? Was it from Ministry of Agriculture? Was it from State House? Or where was the money coming from? The Busia woman rep told us that the money was offered, and she was pointing fingers to State House. So you can see what kind of an embarrassment in the US. A whole president involved in such a situation. That you are not working for the people, instead you are working against the people at expense of your own profit. Is it even a profit or looting? This is highway robbery. Total embarrassment. So you see, Mithika Linturi was supposed to be here to answer this question, but because it was not cleared, he could not travel. Now wengine wengi. And what kind of a shame to a president outside the country.